Okay, so we are reconvening the Regional District Board meeting, continued from yesterday. We are at 8.8. This is information report regarding the Braylorn Adventure Lodge zoning and OCP amendment. And this is an update since the public hearing that was held. And I'll turn it over to Director Dewar, please.
Thank you. My name is Claire Dewar, Interim Director of Planning and Development Services. So this is an information report to the board to update them that the electoral area A electronic public hearing held on November 27th, 2025 did not meet the legislative notice requirements under the Local Government Act. And this report outlines the next steps to address the discrepancy. Just to highlight the public notice requirements for the amendment bylaws, there is a requirement under section 466 of the Local Government Act that notice be published not less than 3 days and not more than 10 days prior to a public hearing. And the second notice was published on the day of the public hearing. As such, that public hearing is void and the second public hearing is required. Want to highlight that the submissions received at that public hearing will be included as part of the minutes and submissions of the second public hearing. So all community input received will form part of that public hearing record. And the second public hearing, we're looking to schedule that for mid-January with notice provided as per the legislative requirements, and costs will not be at the expense of the applicant. And also want to highlight that we will be looking to the January 28th board meeting for consideration of third reading, which is aligned with the timeframes that were originally contemplated. And just to highlight specifically on the organizational or external impacts, the input received is valid from that November 27th meeting. The second public hearing is required to ensure that the notice requirements are met and that those amendment bylaws are also valid. The second public hearing will allow for additional time for public input on the amendment bylaws, and the public submission period is open and residents can choose to send written submissions or attend the electronic public hearing. Also want to just communicate verbally that the proponent or the applicant has been made aware, and they are, so they've been aware of the situation and the steps to remedy the discrepancy.
So board members can continue to receive information since November 27th because it all will continue to inform the next public hearing.
Yes, thank you through the chair until the close of the second public hearing. That's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions from anyone?
Motion to receive.
Okay.
Thank you.
And a seconder, Director Demare? Comments? Nope. Okay, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. So,
which are recommendations from the Squamish-Lillooet Regional District Committee of the Planning.
thank you. And those are, you want to read them out? Yeah.
Okay. That staff bring back a director's remuneration bylaw to reflect mileage reimbursement rates to align with CRA automobile allowance rates and include all vehicle expenses associated with personal vehicle use. Meal reimbursement rates that align with CRA rates and 75% of the CRA amounts if no receipts are provided. For SLRD organized and non-SLRD organized meetings, that the current stipend covers directors' meeting time and directors to expense mileage in excess of 80 kilometers. Or mental health benefits are covered under the SLRD benefits package for those directors that enroll, and all directors are automatically enrolled in the SLRD EAP program unless they opt out. Childcare allowance for directors and alternate directors will be up to $100 per eligible meetings for those meetings over 3 hours, which will be SLRD board and committee meetings. The conferences and professional development for UBCM and area association conferences, including SILGA and LMLGA expenses for the board chair and EAD directors be covered at 100%. That staff develop a provision for additional conference and professional development expense for consideration and brought back. In regards to remuneration of alternate directors, to add preparation time to meeting rates of an additional $100 for meetings over 3 hours and an additional $25 for meetings under 3 hours. And that staff develop a rate for meetings under 1 hour, and that alternate directors be reimbursed for 1 orientation meeting and 1 shadow meeting per term. Moving on to other recommendations to the board, that cost center 1010 regional invasive species management and control budget be approved as presented. That cost center 1201 regional growth strategy budget be approved with an increase of 3%, with 5,000 coming from operational surplus reserve. That cost center 1300 solid waste budget be approved with the removal of the $30,000 transfer to reserve for the future solid waste resource management plan. That cost center 1300A utilities and environmental services department budget be approved as presented. That cost center 3004 Sea to Sky Trails budget be deferred to a future meeting for consideration. And that cost center 3201 regional transit and planning and infrastructure be approved as presented.
Thank you. Okay, so someone move those recommendations, moved by Director Richardson, seconded by Director Mack. Comments?
Well then.
Thumbs up? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, and the next is to ask that we close this meeting. Please. Moved by Director Richmond, seconded by Director Mack. All in favor